Welcome back to Dual-Sided. Anthony, Joshua, and Tyson Fury, the bout scheduled for August 14th may not happen at all. The reasoning behind that is, it may be Deontay Wilder's fault. Obviously, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury last fought last year, February 22nd, 2020. That's when Fury shocked the world by dominating. Like, it really exposed Deontay Wilder in my eyes. A lot of people felt like Deontay Wilder just had the power. He didn't have the technique. And, Fury showed. There's been a report and that, Deontay Wilder, there was apparently a case between Fury's team and Wilder's team and the whole boxing. I don't know what it's called, but Deontay Wilder, he's owed a third trilogy fight, which obviously the first one went in a draw. The second one, obviously, I just stated Tyson won. The fight scheduled for the August 24th, Tyson Fury, the day before all this happened, he tweeted a video that said the fight with Anthony Joshua is 100% going to happen in Saudi Arabia. An arbitrator, I think is what it's called, ruled on Monday. So I think it was the exact day that Tyson posted that video that Fury must face Deontay Wilder before September 15th or on September 15th. Bob Arum, I think he represents Fury, I believe, he responded with, we're not paying Wilder to step aside, which a lot of people felt that, that they, because if you just seen Fury beat Wilder, wouldn't you want to see the Fury Joshua before the trilogy?
Yeah, and that would be the second time they've met, huh? Or was this the first time? Joshua?
Yeah, no, this isn't the first. This is the first time for sure. A lot of people felt that the Fury's team was gonna pay Wilder to step aside and let this fight happen, but Arum responded, we're not paying Wilder to step aside. It's better to get rid of him and go about our business. We can make the Fury Joshua fight for November or December, which obviously it would be pretty upsetting because I've been looking forward to the August fight, and it recently was announced. So it was this whole thing was just a shock, and hopefully, Wilder, steps aside, but it doesn't seem like he's gonna do it, that at all. But obviously the most recent match came with Wilder believed, he came with a lot of excuses. Number one, we'll go down the list. Number one, he claims, that his water was spiked with something, I don't know exactly. He also claimed that his outfit was heavy, his costume that he came out with. He also blamed his trainer who threw in the towel, which I feel, he threw in the towel, could have saved his life.
You mean the outfit that he chose?
Yeah, the Wilder chose the huge, no one chose that for him. Like, it's not like, not that we know. And then number 4, he thinks Fury cheated for some reason, and then the 5th reason, the referee, and then the 6th reason, an injury. He came in with an injury. So, all 6 excuses that we know of. You think that makes Wilder look bad?
Does not make him look good.
I mean, you can't. This is how you lose. Obviously, he hasn't lost ever. Wilder before the loss was 42-0-1. The draw to Fury. So obviously, he doesn't know what a loss, defeat tastes like. But he has to realize that losing is a part of becoming a great. Like I stated, many believe that Wilder was going to be offered the step aside money. Wilder doesn't think so. His new trainer, Malik Scott, I believe is how you say his name, said that Deontay's not interested in stepping aside and vows for Fury's blood. Stating, and I quote, Wilder declined and had no interest in step aside money. Y'all dealing with a whole different type of motherfucker over here. He wants the blood, not the step aside money. Retribution is upon us.
He wants the blood, just like Fury got his blood.
Fury literally tasted Wilder's blood, which was kind of sick. But I mean, that's Tyson Fury for you guys. But Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn, stated that he talked to a boxer, Usyk, a boxer. Apparently, I have no idea who he is, but apparently he has to be good to be facing off Anthony Joshua, and told him that he has a good chance to fighting Joshua next if this situation with Wilder and Fury goes to a direction which obviously we don't want it to go into a trilogy. Obviously, the trilogy would be interesting and make a lot of money and draw a lot of eyes, but I mean,
which one is more
Joshua
enticing?
Joshua and Fury by far. I mean, Joshua's last loss he took the win, most recently beating Andy Ruiz, but his one and only loss came to Andy Ruiz in 2019. Before that loss, many people felt that Joshua was the greatest heavyweight in the world. Since then, Fury beat, he beat Wilder last year, and there's no debate that Fury is the number one guy. In my opinion, he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. And Joshua is just, he obviously wants to prove that he's not that one loss in his record doesn't define who he is, and he wants to beat Tyson Fury, which was potentially going to happen in August 14th. Who knows if it happens? It, like I just stated, the Wilder and Fury fight, it has to happen before or on the September 15th, unless Wilder agrees to stepping aside and letting them fight, which I don't think, based on the excuses that he came up with now, does he seem like he's a reasonable guy to?
It's not helping his case.
Yeah, just him coming out with the excuses tells me everything about his character. And Wilder, even if he didn't come out with excuses, like maybe one would think, oh, this guy, he's a patient guy, he could wait. But I mean, just coming out with excuses.
You think before this came out, you think a trilogy would be happening no matter what, or what?
Wilder and Fury?
Yeah, I think for sure
it had to. But I mean, the Fury versus Joshua and by the way, the Fury versus Wilder, they only signed a bout for 2 fights. But apparently there was like a loophole, and Wilder's team won the case, which Fury's owed. He's owing Wilder a trilogy fight, a third fight, which I don't think Fury would turn down the third fight. Obviously, he had to make millions upon millions on the match of 2020 against Wilder. Hopefully the Joshua versus Fury fight happens. If not, then it's Fury's next match will be the trilogy of Deontay Wilder. This is just all within the past few days. Obviously, nothing's official now, but we just said what Eddie Hearn says. That he's willing to go a different route and giving another boxer a chance against Anthony Joshua, which Eddie Hearn is Joshua's promoter. This goes in the direction of Wilder facing Fury. That Fury versus Joshua is going to probably happen for December. But at the same time, it doesn't make sense if Fury's going to fight Wilder on September 15th. So that only gives them September, October, November, December, so 3 months. But I don't know if that's enough time to prepare for Joshua. We'll see what happens. If, in my opinion, I'd rather see the Joshua versus
whatever happens, it's gonna be a good, entertaining one.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I feel like Fury and Joshua, they deserve. Joshua deserves the fight against Fury. That's the fight to make, and hopefully that fight does happen. If not, then we're gonna have to wait another half a year to a year for that to happen, which obviously Fury's not getting any younger, and Joshua's, I think Joshua's young, but I mean, he doesn't want to wait. Wilder, he just wants the revenge. So once again, this is Dual-Sided. Follow us on Dual-Sided down below, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, like, comment, subscribe, share. Thanks guys for watching. Peace.